Hey guys, Caleb here, back again with my Schwinn boundary. I posted a video on it of what I had done to it a couple weeks ago, maybe only 1 week ago now. And man, I've just been blown up with questions about was I really able to go tubeless with the stock wheels? And yeah, I was. First time I've ever tried, first bike I've ever tried it on, so I'm no professional at it or nothing. All I did was watch a whole bunch of videos, tips and tricks, just little tricks here and there. And so I was just going to show y'all step by step on how I did it. Now, I'm not a real YouTuber. You're just watching my cell phone video here. I don't have a GoPro. I don't know how to edit videos or nothing like that. So, please excuse me. I'm just going to try to go real time here and tell you step by step what I did to go tubeless. So let me grab one thing here. Okay, so I have just some soapy water in a squirt bottle, some Walmart slime, and Gorilla Tape. I hope you guys can see all this stuff. Gorilla Tape, the slime, and I just mixed up some car wash soapy water. All right, so what I did, of course I couldn't use the stock tires. They are not tubeless ready at all. So I took them off, took the tubes out, sold them, and the rim tape in here I took off. So I just had a bare wheel. So just per the videos I saw, this is how I did it. So I took a rag with some alcohol and wiped down the inside of the rims really well. I scrubbed them. Even though I couldn't see any residue or anything, I just scrubbed them really good. Got them as clean as I possibly could. And then I used the Gorilla Tape and went around them 1.5 times. And I made sure it laid out to where I had 2 layers of tape where the valve stem was going to be. Alright? And so that was my tape job. And then put the tire on and I aired them up just to make sure it would pop on and everything, and it did. The bead popped on. So then I broke the bead off and I poured just Walmart slime, tube sealant, because I didn't know any better. Now, after I've done it, I've learned that this is not what you're supposed to use. You're supposed to use, if you're going to go with the Slime brand, they have actual tubeless tire sealant. This is what Walmart had. I didn't know any better at all, so this is what I used, and it works. It's working for me anyways. So, just to let you know, this is not the way you're supposed to do it, but it's working for me. The soapy water is to make the sidewalls of the tire slick so that the beads will pop in place. I could not get them to pop on and start holding air without spraying them down, and something about that worked. So I poured my sealant in, got my tires just set in there, and hooked up I have an air compressor, and so I used the air compressor to air them up, and just air was just leaking out everywhere until I sprayed them down, both one at a time. But went around it with the soapy water, and that is an awesome trick. Just soapy water in a spray bottle. So that's how I got them to air up and everything. And then they were leaking some, of course, so I shook the tires around real good, and left it for about an hour. And I came back and it had lost about 10 pounds of pressure. I aired them up to about 40 pounds and they was down to about 30 or so, something like that if I remember right. And so I was discouraged, but I remembered watching the videos to be very patient. Don't think this is going to work just right off the bat. That sealant has to get into every nook and cranny of your wheel set to be able to plug up the holes. And so that's what I did. I shook the tires around. I laid them flat. I stood them up. I laid them flat the other way. Just everything. And it was leaking, so I used my spray bottle of soapy water and sprayed it to see where the bubbles were coming from, where it was leaking, and it was leaking even around the spokes. It was leaking around some of the spokes, and so I, just topped it off with air one more time. I aired it back to 40 pounds, and left it for the night. I came back the next morning, and they had held air, and I could not believe it. I was so excited. Because I was kind of assuming it wasn't going to work, and I was going to have to go back to tubes or get new wheels or something. But it worked, and now ever since then, everything's fine. So I wanted to let everybody know in video form. This is much easier than trying to reply to everyone's question and type out all this information. So I just thought it'd be easier just to make another video. And so just bear with me for a second and I'll zoom in for you. Alright, so I was going to show you just what tires I got. I just got them off Amazon. They're the Continental Trail Kings, and somewhere, oh yes, they do say tubeless ready. Let's see if I can spin this around. Alright, so the Continental tubeless ready, and I had to go with 29 by 2.2. Alright, my first time around I bought 29 by 2.4s, and they did not work. I got them on and it rubbed right there on the frame, and I was so disappointed, so I sent them back and got the 2.2s, and they fit fine. So that's one thing to be aware of. Now the 2.4s, it did spin fine. It was totally fine in the front, and now I kind of wish I would have stayed with 2.4 in the front and just got the 2.2 for the rear, but I didn't do that. And another thing I did have to buy, of course, was the valve stems. I got Presta valves, and those were tricky. Maybe because if I can show you, the rim comes down to a very narrow place here, and so the valve stems, it took quite a bit for it to stop leaking around them, and I tightened it down really well. Actually, you can tell I've been airing them up, but anyways, yeah, so that was kind of tricky too. But like I'm saying, they really do hold air, and I'm still surprising myself with that accomplishment. Also, in my last video I said I had the Shimano brakes coming, and so here they are installed. The MT200s, front and rear hydraulic brakes, and I love them. They are a night and day difference. I also got 180 millimeter front rotor, and I just left the stock rear rotor. I just left the stock one on the back. And for anybody thinking about ordering them, see, I routed them just like the stock ones, and you see all of this extra hose for the rear. I got the 1650 millimeter rear brake hose. I should have got the 1500. That's why it's too long. So eventually I'll probably take it to my local bike shop and have them cut it down and rebleed it, because I don't have the tools or the know-how to do that. What else? Alright, so I can't think of anything else. Trying to think of any other questions people has asked me. A lot of people have asked me just how I like the brakes. I absolutely love them. They are a night and day difference from the manual to the hydraulics. I mean, it truly is one finger braking. So that's why I have my brake levers slid away to where I can still get two fingers on there if I need to, but the rest of the brake levers out of the way, and I just use the one finger. So that they just feel great. They're very responsive. It just feels like such a guarantee that your brakes are going to be there when you're going downhill and something unexpected comes up. I'm saving up money right now, saving up to get a new fork. I'm probably just going to go with like one of the low end cheap ones on Amazon for maybe around 150 bucks or so. Um, I I am gonna go tapered instead of just continuing with the straight. Uh, and then I also want to get a new bottom bracket and the IXF crankset. I'm going to get that too, but I'm saving up for all that. Um, you guys, when I say I'm on a budget, I am seriously on a budget. We are a single income household. My wife goes to work. I homeschool and stay home with the kids. So I truly am on a budget when I say that. I'm not just, somebody who only allots myself a certain amount of money. I really am, on a budget here. So I just save up anything I get, birthday money, or if I can sell something that's been sitting in the closet forever, I can sell it online or on eBay or whatever and get a little change. So anyways, I just wanted to update everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I never believed I would get so many views on YouTube. I mean, you can look at my channel. I don't hardly have any videos. But anyways, thank you so much for liking and commenting and watching my videos. I really don't plan on being a YouTuber or having a real channel. Like I said, you're just watching a video here on my cell phone. But who knows? One of these days we might have it. I don't know. So anyways, thank you again, and see you next time.